Hello and welcome back to Chapter Chats with Washington Metropolitan Chapter Community Associations Institute. I am Jamie Barnhart, the Executive Director of the chapter, and with me today I have Trent Harrison with FirstService Residential. Welcome, Trent. How are you?
Good to be here. Doing great. Doing great. Thanks for the invite.
Absolutely. Well, FirstService has been a member of CAI for many, many years, a benefactor here at our DC chapter, and is heavily involved in our chapter work at the committee level, all the way through the board level. And so we thank you for that long-term commitment and dedication to CAI.
Absolutely. It's great to be here. It's great to help out.
Wonderful. So tell me a little bit about FirstService Residential.
All right, so for those that don't know, FirstService is a property management company, and we manage homeowners associations, condominium associations, large-scale properties, throughout North America and in the DC metro area. So we manage, all types of product from, association with 30 houses up to a community with 10,000 houses in the market. So a little bit of everything. I think we really specialize in some of the larger properties because we can provide that depth of resources, I think, and the support that a lot of these communities need in this market.
Excellent. So, culture is so important in an organization, especially one of your size. So tell me about the culture there at FirstService Residential.
Yes, we focus a lot on the culture. I think culture wins, I think, in any organization. And what we've found out over the years is that you can't go to a seminar or have a PowerPoint or a playbook and says, okay, let me grab my culture playbook here and see, I got to read through that. It's got to be organic. It's got to be, you have to feel it, and everybody's has a different way of really inscribing the culture on their company. And so what we've really found is that I think really having the connection with the associates and having them really feel the true support of throughout the organization, I think is important. We're not sitting up on our ivory tower. We're connected with everybody in the organization. So that's been really important for us to really focus on that, because what we found is that having the right culture, helps with all parts of the business, and it really helps with recruiting and retention. And we've had a lot of managers over the years that have said, look, if I'm going to work for a company, it's going to be yours. And if I'm leaving FirstService, I'm leaving the industry. So, we do lose some associates from time to time that, may get a pay increase or things like that. Overall, I think, we have some really dedicated team members, and a lot of people knocking on our door from time to time that really want to join the company. It's not from what I've done. That's really what everybody in the organization does, because they talk to everybody else in the company, in the whole area, and everybody's well connected in this industry. And they say, I got a job offer, or I got an opportunity at FirstService. What do you think? And that's really the key indicator. So they say, well, it's a good company, or it's because, and everyone's got their different reasons, but we want to make sure that they feel that, and they feel that, that the culture is aligned throughout the organization too. So from my boss's boss all the way down to the person working the front desk, we should all be singing the same tune, really, is what it comes down to. And they should feel like, I'm approachable, and, everyone in the organization is approachable and really cares.
Yeah, with a culture like that, I imagine you have some very, very long tenured employees. So what's your longest tenured employee there currently?
Oh gosh. So we've grown organically over the years, and then also through some acquisitions. So we've done a couple acquisitions over the years, and we've got some that have been 30 employees. My boss, Michael Mandel, who's one of the founders of the company. He's been there 30 years. But like Arthur Dubin, for example, he's been in the industry for, he always jokes he's got pants older than me. But I think if you count the acquisitions and folks that have come on from other companies, we're pushing 40 years. Arthur's probably
incredible
up there, and we've got a lot of other folks around the region. But yeah, I'd say we've got a really large amount there in the 20 to 30 range, and and I think we really focus on that retention, not only of our clients, but also retention of our team, because that's it's costly to turnover.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's incredible. 20 years, 30 years, 40 years at the same company. So with all of that, that great culture you have, so tell me your most proud moment, FirstService's most proud moment.
Oh, it's hard to pick it up. I think what really makes kind of me proud is that when
Mhm.
I see, emails, or I see communications from our board members or from our residents, and they actually take the time to send an email up the line and say, "Gosh, I'm so happy with what Sally has done or what John has done." They really truly care about their job, and here's what they did. They went completely above and beyond, out of their way to really do this. And the stories you hear are just amazing, we do a really good job, I think, internally of really praising them, and we call it the boss's shout out. I get those kinds of messages, and I say, "Gosh, we need to send them a handwritten card or a thank you, or pick up the phone and call them and say, God, love what you're doing. Thank you so much for going the extra step." So that's what's proud for me, is really they do it not because they have to do that, because they
Mhm.
want to do it. Really, that's really
Right.
what makes us proud.
Yeah, that positive feedback is so important, especially from a homeowner board. All right, well, give me a fun fact we might not already know about FirstService.
A fun fact. Well, a lot of people refer to us as FSR, and we
Mhm.
start twitching when that happens, because because if we say FSR, then we take the service out, right? So we're really a service organization. So that's a fun fact. So if anybody says FSR and we start twitching, you
Start
know
shaking.
why.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, yeah, and we can internally, we don't say FSR, but externally, when our clients say that, other folks say that, we say, look, we refer to ourselves as FirstService. But so, fun fact, our initial founders we're a big company, obviously, and I actually have my own company merged into FirstService over like 10 years ago or
Mhm.
so. But the initial founders of the company, the one gentleman who runs, basically the parent organization that really started the whole FirstService Residential, uh, he in high school had a pool management company, where he was actually in high school making a ridiculous amount of money managing
Mhm.
pools, real entrepreneur spirit. And he was actually employing his teachers, evidently, on like moonlighting from teaching jobs and actually getting work from the founder. So it was Jay Hennick, I think, was supposedly the story. So just a brilliant, entrepreneur. And then one of the other initial, pioneers in the industry and in the company was a guy by the name of Gene Gomberg, and he started out as a cutting grass. And he had an old school bus, and he would actually roll the lawnmowers up in the school bus when there would be rainstorms, and wait for the rain to pass, and then pull the lawnmowers back out. And got connected with the
Creative.
property, cutting the grass. Ended up managing the property because he's a grass cutter, and from there he basically grew a huge organization from there. So it's
Amazing.
just some neat stories about how, and everybody in the business kind of backed into it. They fell into it. They were doing something else, and they ended up in property management. So probably relates to what everyone else's story is.
Right. Right. I think that's great that he was employing his teachers. Little role reversal there for him, huh?
Probably
Um,
probably wouldn't be so good nowadays.
right, right. So I know FirstService, I know you guys do a lot of things outside of property management and to impact the community. And so I'd love to hear about your community service and what you do to impact.
Yeah, so I think we do a lot. We have from a company standpoint, it's called the social purpose, where we give back, and it's not required for us to do that as an associates, but we do it really voluntarily, which I think is important, because that's where people really want to do it, not they have to do it. They
Hmm.
don't have to take a day off. If they want to do it, they get involved. And the amount of support and the organic kind of love for giving back to the community is just amazing. Women giving back,
Hmm.
some shelters and things like that. I mean, we were collecting clothes, and we had so many clothes that we actually leaned on one of our business providers, service providers, partners, and we said, look, we have so many clothes and so many donations at all the properties around there, we can't fit it in cars for our managers. So they ended up saying, hey, we'll send our trucks around, and picked up all these clothes, and then we donate them. So little programs like that, women giving back, the Chesapeake watershed cleanup, with
Hmm.
CAI, donating backpacks to schools, in needed areas. We actually took over, we adopted a school as well, where we actually came in and cleaned up the school and pulled in, all the different service providers, the painters and the cleaners, and everybody pitched in, landscapers, and we totally renovated the school, which was amazing. A couple hundred people showed up and did it. Not just our team, but everybody in the organization, everyone we're connected with CAI. So great stuff. And again, it's organic. We don't tell anybody to do it, it's just fun to do and it feels good.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And so you guys are very involved here at the DC chapter, and nationally as well. And so I'd love to hear about, why CAI, the partnership between CAI and FirstService is so important to you.
Well, I think a lot of us received a lot of education from CAI and through our organization and our contacts. So, it's really giving back to the organization that's given us so much, right, over the years. From an education standpoint, from a business standpoint, and then connection. So I think it's important to give back to any industry that you're in. You can't just take, right? You need to really provide back and really create that next level and then next generation of folks who want to come in the industry. It used to be, hey, oh my gosh, it's a terrible industry to be in. It's like, absolutely not. It's a great industry to be in. It's got a lot of growth. It's got, during these times, we're able to still work, right? And
right.
The steady business. It's not always glamorous, but I think it's important for us to give back to the community and the other folks in the industry that have really helped us out. So, once when you were mentored at some point, so it's your turn to turn around and mentor that next group of leaders. I think it's important. We feel the same. We feel the same way.
Yeah, we're very appreciative of that support from you, of course. And so now, just a personal question, because I'm curious, of all of the DC chapter events and programs that we do here, what is your favorite event?
Well, they're all good. I mean, everyone's got a little different flavor. I mean, the golf events, fun. The Jumpstart January is a great one because it's kind of quick and you get to see everybody and start off the year. So I always enjoy that event. I think the Expo is probably the one that, I think a lot of folks really enjoy because you get to see pretty much everybody and spend some good time. And I think that's the best event for us from an education standpoint, seeing all of our associates. And that's where we can get the biggest group of our team together. I think at the last one we had, probably 100 or so associates there. So it's just great seeing everybody on our team that are everyone in the industry. And then now, the night before too is great because we come down a day early and grab some drinks with everybody the night before. So that's
right. Yeah. There's definitely a social aspect to conference on top of the education at that event. Yeah. Well, wonderful. It has been great to chat with you, Trent. And I'm very much looking forward to getting back to seeing everybody in person. But it's also nice to be able to connect virtually while we're waiting for whatever normal is again.
Yep. And I'd just like to go out of my way here to thank really our team, our associates, our managers, the ones that are on property, the on-site teams. They've been having a majority of them having to still go there every day and really deliver service and, with, managing, kids at home, and husbands working or single parent moms and trying to navigate all that. So shout out to all our frontline team, whether they're front desk or assistant managers, hats off to them. And also our heart of the house folks, the accounting folks and the portfolio managers that are all navigating this. So, they've been doing a fantastic job. So proud of the stories that have come out of that. And then also our board members really for having to really be the bad guys sometimes in this and really try to navigate all this. That's been tough. And then all the support from our business partners and CAI throughout this. So thank you for everything that everyone's done. It's a tough time for everybody, but I think, we can all support each other in that. And I think, we're all dealing with the same thing. So it's just really super, super happy with how our team has stepped up during these times. So thank you. Thanks for the invite for today. And thanks for everything.
Absolutely. Thank you for all you do. And we'll see you very soon.
All right. Look forward to seeing you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.